You are kind of tagged. You are really triple teaming. You are really triple teaming. You. Like a family. Use it. Good evening, chat. Welcome to the stream. It's me, Sumibito, also known as Josh, here with you again tonight for what I hope are 4 hours. Last night we had a lot of internet connectivity issues, which is bad. We don't want to have internet connectivity issues, but you know, it is what it is. Hey, I'm glad to have you guys with me tonight. I'm glad to have you guys chilling, vibing, and whatnot. I am currently planning to, well, one, I need to figure out what's going on with my Switch, why it's not showing up on my monitor. But I was thinking of maybe returning and doing the Ting Lu raids. There it goes. We might do that tonight. I also wanted to talk with you guys for a bit, just chat with you guys for a bit, about college. Because today was the first day of college at my alma mater, that's former school. Um, I kind of miss it, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people will look back on their college and high school days somewhat fondly as a time of less and more freedom. Like, you had to, obviously, in high school specifically, you had to follow your parents' rules. In college, it's like Armageddon. I had people who did just crazy things with their freedom in college. Like, here's the thing about college for everyone who's a first-time college student. Many, in fact, most first-time college students are 18 years old. They've just come from, like, 12 years of primary schooling where they had to do things like ask to go to the bathroom before they could go to the bathroom. They had to ask for permission. In college, you don't need to do that. I mean, you're kind of weird if you do, because you're an adult and you're paying for the courses, and you have to, like, the professor just thinks of it as your loss because you're not listening to the material. But you have a lot of freedom and autonomy. It's the first time you're away from your parents, unless they're helicopter parents. I knew people at my college who had helicopter parents, who had parents who were just completely disinterested. I knew people who were wards of the state until they were 18, and then they were just given some money to go to school and kind of just left to their own devices, and it was sink or swim for them. It's a scary time for a lot of people, and it's a very rewarding time. I don't fault anybody for being scared or nervous on their first day of school when they get into move-in. Like, the move-in day jitters, if you have to do roommate lottery, which most people, I think, do roommate lottery for a new roommate, which you gotta really, it's a roll of the dice with roommate lottery, because you don't know if you're going to get just like the chillest, coolest, most get your vibe person in the world, or someone who's going to be a complete disaster, a nightmare. I knew a guy in college, and this is a bit of an adult story, but I take it that anyone who's listening to this as a college student can handle an adult story. This guy in college I knew, and it wasn't me, I swear. He decided to play a prank on his roommate by taking a condom, filling it with hand lotion, and then throwing it on a photo of his roommate's fiancée. And his roommate went ballistic, like, just absolutely ballistic. He was a frat guy, one of those guys, big into football, and it just, like, lived at the campus gym. Just like, brother, you could not have picked a worse guy to prank. So he asked if he could stay in our room for like a week after that happened. And my roommate shot it down. I'm like, yeah, I would have shot it down if you hadn't have done it first. But man, like, people get into some wild hijinks in college too. I remember when I was in college, we had a thing called Thirsty Thursday. The local bar just off campus had a thing called Thirsty Thursday, which I was surprised. So I went to a state university, and the flagship school for our state the year before went wet. They were no longer a dry campus. They allowed alcohol on campus. And usually the way it goes is that our university just is in lockstep with whatever the flagship did in the state. But they never adopted that. And I think it's because it was a smaller, more rural university. We were in a God almighty. I live in Kentucky. We were in a smaller county, just a smaller area. Man, uh, one thing I don't miss is the deadlines. The deadlines are stressful. Oh, I have tips for managing your deadlines. If you haven't learned to do so already in high school, now is the best time to learn to manage your time in college. You want to be able to just, if you need your phone has a calendar in it, use that calendar. Do everything you can to just manage your time and make sure you can get those deadlines. Make sure you set aside time for study, for projects, to communicate with your group. Group projects were a nightmare for me. Oh my god, I have so many horror stories about group projects. And I have one story about a group project that went really well. Like exceptionally well. Everyone was able to pull together. Like we met at the first we had like 3 meetings. It was a semester long group project. We had like 3 meetings and a few email exchanges. And the first meeting we met, we divided up the work. We said, okay, so we're going to make a binder, and you're going to handle this section, you're going to handle that section, this section, that section, the other section. Everyone agreed to handle a section. Then we got it all together. We did our presentation, and we had a few email exchanges back and forth, like, hey, what's the formatting we're going to use? Like, hey, how big should my section be? Like, I don't think I can put this in there. Can I change sections? And we're like, yeah, sure. It's just all good, We were able to get that done exceptionally well. I'm very proud of that. And then another group project I had, we kind of met the first 2 weeks, and we just kind of fell out of touch with each other, and then we never did any work, and we ended up submitting, like, it was a 3-person group, and we ended up submitting 3 separate group assignments for credit, or 3 separate individual assignments for credit. That was a mess. Oof. Group projects, baby. Just like roommates, they are a roll of the dice. And it teaches you a lot about group projects in real life, too. In real life, group projects are a bit of a mess. Oh, man. But, so, the tip is to learn how to manage your time. That's the tip I gave. But I didn't really go into detail with that. Telling you to learn to manage your time isn't that helpful, right? One of the things you can do to manage your time is think of, when does your day begin? When does your day end? Usually, you'll have some time in between classes that you can go to the library or return to your dorm to study with. That's probably the best. Most people are not going to get a lot of work done after the end of their day, after their last class. That is totally normal and reasonable. It's normal to like put in like an hour or 2 after your last class, because you're going to need it to do projects and stuff. But sometimes that's just the way it rolls with group projects, is that people only have time to be available at the end of the day. Some of the programs are going to be more demanding than others in terms of time. Hey, Spartan, nice to see you, man. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Talking about college right now. Some of the college courses and majors and programs, whatever they call them, they're going to be more demanding of time than others. So you're going to see people who you'll see all the time just relaxing in the student center or whatever, because they have just very undemanding majors. And then you're going to see people once and never see them again until the end of the semester, because they just stay locked in whatever building it is they study in from like 8 to 5. Nursing programs, teaching programs, some music programs, most music programs, those can be very demanding. And Spartan Quinn is cuddling with Wanda. Very nice, Spartan. Very nice. Let me see if I can actually do something to serenade you there. We'll see if we can play a random sound and see if we can get one to a good one to go off. Anything to serenade you there, buddy. You and Wanda chilling out and vibing. I don't think the random sound played. I think my stuff is broken. Oh no. No, not my stuff and my things. No. Let's see if we can get this to go. Hold on. It says my browser source is offline. There's no way my browser source is offline. Let's see. I hope you heard that. I played it on the speaker. How are my sound alerts not working? Okay, that's a problem. We gotta get that fixed. But yeah, glad to hear you're cuddling with Wanda, Spartan. Good to know. Uh, College is a magical time in your life. I hope that any of you out there who are experiencing it for the first time, are having a great time with it. Um, really want someone to draw me and Wanda as married couple with our daughters. I hope you can find that, Spartan. I don't know any artists, really. You can check Blue Sky for people who are looking for commissions. But I know commissions are just so expensive, man. Commissions are just so expensive. But it makes sense, though, right? Like, commissions being expensive makes sense because artists have to feed themselves. They have to pay their bills. You know, buying a tablet is pretty simple. I could go out and, well, not right now. I can't go out and buy anything. I don't have any money. I spent my last $10 on gas today. I'm dirt broke, man. I am really hurting. But no, everything has gone up. Everything is more expensive now. Bills, just decorations, furniture, anything you have to import is more expensive. Groceries are more expensive due to inflation and what have you, the tariffs and their inflationary effect. So artists have had to raise their prices. The cost of equipment has gone up too. Artists have had to raise their prices. And it's really locking a lot of people out of commissioning art. But they say art is a luxury thing, so maybe that's just the way it is. Artists are forever slaves to rich patrons, and the poor unwashed masses will just have to learn to paint and draw with their own hands. But that's fine, though. I've always wanted to paint and draw, really. I've always wanted to try my hand at art. It's just, I don't know where I would find the time. And one of the things I'm looking forward to with my new job, I'm always busy at my current job. There's always something that needs to be done, some fire that needs to be put out, something that's going to kill me. And with this new job that's coming up, it looks like it's just, one, there's a staff to manage, there's a staff to delegate tasks to. They have to be trained, but a few of them are trained already. We can take turns doing the work. We can take turns doing training. I'm really looking forward to just having a less stressful job that will hopefully result in me coming home not being as dog-tired as I always do. Which should make the streams more entertaining, right? Like, that's one of the things about a new job. It's like, if it's a better job, which I hope it is, if it's a better job, then the streamer is less tired, and then they can spend more time talking with the chat and be more energized and ready to go. But I do hope you find an artist, Spartan. Maybe one day, if I am not as tired, I can learn to draw, and I can draw you and Wanda with your daughters. I think that sounds like an adorable picture to make, honestly. So we're listening, by the way, chat. We're listening to Metroid music tonight. Listening to music from this album, from Game Chops. Shoot, hold on. Okay. I can't see the camera from behind this. I gotta get a better way to... Maybe if I backed away a little bit. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, that's perfect. We're listening to Samus and Chill from Game Chops right now. And that album, the first side is done. This is only one disc, so it doesn't really last that long. We're going to go ahead and flip it over and play side B. So stick with me, chat. I don't know if we'll listen to the song all night or not. Honestly, this is kind of putting me in the mood to play some Metroid Fusion. Hey, shout out to a friend of the channel who is not here right now, Lizard Guy. Lizard Guy is, I don't think he's here right now. Lizard Guy is currently playing Metroid Fusion, and he's going to be playing Metroid Dread. If you're a fan of those games, which I am, You should definitely take the time to go stop by his channel tomorrow night. Let's see, who all is here? Oh, Bolts Arcade is here too. Definitely check out their stuff. Bolts Arcade, oh man, they do such a good job with their stream, guy. Holy shit. Like, I went there and they have an interactive AI, not AI, but an interactive computer. I don't want to say AI because it's a dirty word. I don't want to disparage Vicky by calling her an AI. But they just put in a lot of work to make their stream just so awesome and so presentable. I'm gonna try to very interactive, and they're a VTuber now too, which is cool. I've thought about becoming a VTuber. I think I'd do really well as a VTuber as long as I could be sexy. I have to be one of two things if I'm a VTuber. I have to either be sexy or I have to have a mask. One of those two. And sometimes, depending on the mask, it can be both. But I love the idea of VTubing so much, guys. VTubing like I thought about this the other day, and it really is like VTubers are just someone's like cringe middle school self-insert brought to life. And that is so goddamn cool. I love that so much, that people are just so comfortable with being like their truest, most idealized, like, fantasy person. Like, that is amazing. I wish everyone could do VTubing. But again, art. You know, you gotta pay the artists, and art is expensive. That is, unfortunately, the reality of our country. Well, society, really. But man, if I could ever save up the money, I'd definitely want to do, like, I definitely want to do VTubing. It certainly sounds cool. Not sounds cool, I mean, everything about it looks cool. I just don't know what kind of VTuber I would be. Like, I know I'd be one of two things, sexy or masked. And that's it. Like, just... I don't know, man, there's just something cool about wearing a mask, right? Like, there's just something really cool about characters in works of fiction that have masks. You have Char from Gundam, Darth Vader, Zorro. Name a superhero. Spider-Man, Batman. What was it? What was the guy in Lord of the Rings? Sauron. Like, they all have masks. And they all look cool as hell with their masks. I would love to have a mask at one point as a VTuber, or definitely, like, always as a VTuber. There's nothing stopping me from wearing a mask now on stream. The problem is I don't really have a pool. Oh, man. But yeah, I hope that everyone who started school today had a great day of school. I know it was a stressful day. It couldn't have been... You're meeting new people, you're going to your new classes. Many of you haven't met your professors yet, or those of you in high school or middle school haven't met your teachers yet. And of course, there are many places where school hasn't even started yet. A lot of places don't start school until September, which blows my mind. Like, we've always started school in August. In fact, for a while there, we started school, like, really early, like the second week of August. I think they moved it back when they started having non-traditional days instead of, like, regular snow days. But, and that, man, school has changed so much. I used to work with children at a children's crisis stabilization unit, and school has changed so much. These kids don't get snow days anymore. They get non-traditional learning days where they have to submit assignments and do coursework over the computer. And they can't just, like, go out and play in the snow or whatever is out there. The ice. Man, it was... What a horrible time to grow up, I guess. I don't know. But, you know, I mean, there's a danger to snow, too, I get. Well, not really. I mean, not to kids. Not to kids who are just going out into a field. There's, like, a nearby field and just throwing snowballs at each other. But I guess... I don't know, man. I sound like a real boomer now. I feel like a boomer. I feel like an absolute boomer right now, but... I don't know. I just wish kids could keep doing snow days. It's such a fun part of my childhood, and I want others to be able to do it, you know? Something else that's really changed since from when I was growing up. As cell phones have become more and more, like, commonplace, and cell phones are now normalized in society. Like, to the point where I challenge you to go a week without your phone. Go 1 week without your cell phone. Try to try to access any of your accounts without your two-factor authentication. Just try it. You can't. We've become so integrated to this little rectangle in our hands. And I think it's so bad for us to always be like available 24/7 to our friends and to our family. Even, again, I know I sound like a boomer, but I don't feel like that's healthy for us. I feel like we're over-connected to people. If that's such a thing, over-connected. But one of the things that's changed from when I grew up, which I'm only 35, this has happened in my lifetime. When cell phones first started becoming a thing, they were banned in the classroom. You could bring them with you to school. You couldn't have them in the classroom at all. Apparently, that's no longer the rule, because now people are talking about cell phone bans at schools now like it's this new controversial idea. And I get why it would be controversial. I get that. Because, especially in America, what happens if there's a pew pew bang bang at the school? I have to keep this PG-13, otherwise that's not even PG-13. I don't know what that is. What if there's a school shooting at the school and the students' lives are at risk because they are unable to communicate where they are, what's going on inside the school with someone outside the school? I can definitely see why cell phones, and of course, you can contact your parents for a ride after school, let them know if something happened, that sort of thing. The problem is, someone pointed this out on Blue Sky. I forget the poster's name. I'll try to remember the poster's name, but in fact, I'll try to look them up right now. But someone pointed out that there are students now who are arguing in favor of cell phone bans because they have parents who text them 100 plus times a day. And at that point, like, it's not just TikTok that they're looking to ban. It's the texting and everything that can distract the students. If your parents are texting you over 100 times a day, as a student at that point, you are just going to give up on everything and just be so mad, and you're going to be so distracted. You're not learning anything at that point. Like, okay, the poster on Blue Sky is MGrim. It's not just TikTok. There are parents who literally SMS their kids hundreds of times a day and demand active responses to them. And even the kids prefer phone bans a year after they're in place, like, because no one likes being attached to their phones 24/7. Am I good at drawing? Spartan, I am not. I'm actually very terrible at drawing. I can draw a perspective landscape thing, like a little house with a horizon on it and a road going there. That's the only thing I've ever really been able to draw, and I can't even draw it very well. I wish I were better at drawing. I have trouble drawing straight lines. I have trouble drawing curvy lines. Actually, I'm going to take that back. I think that are you good at drawing is a very subjective question. Am I good at creating art that I'm happy with? No. But can I create art? Yes, I think everyone can. I'll be honest with you, I don't have a sense of perspective, shading, lighting, coloring. All of these things are foreign concepts to me. I would be a terrible person at this point in my life to draw anything that you would want, Spartan. And I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But yeah, man. Last night, we tried to do 10 Ting Lu raids, and I think we did 6 on stream. I'm not sure exactly when the stream died. But I know we had to restart the stream twice. It died once, and I tried to restart it again, and then it died again, and I waited a few minutes, and then tried to restart. The few minutes I rated were when I was resetting my modem. But we tried it again, and the stream just did not work. It was the internet in my house. The internet in my house just decided to go wonky that night, and I don't really know why it did that. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't do that tonight. I double-checked everything, too. It was just the internet. And it wasn't me. My roommate also had problems with the internet. So, hopefully we'll have a better internet experience tonight, gang. man, what else happened in college that was wild? Like, you will have a lot of culture shock. Those of you who are watching as first time college students are already experiencing the culture shock of meeting new people, trying to establish yourself in front of a group of new people. Um, it's a lot to do. It's a lot to take in. And I remember one of the first things I did was try to go out and just meet everybody and smile at everybody. I would exchange phone numbers with anybody who was willing, just to make as many friends as possible. And that is 100% not me. I am not an extrovert at all. But I tried to force myself to be one because I wanted to kind of reinvent myself in college. And that's what I think you should look at college as an opportunity to reinvent yourself. You're here in this new place with a bunch of people who you don't know, and you're basically tabula rasa in college. You can be anyone you want to be in college, and that's a great thing. Um, when I went to school, I started in 2011. Um, there were many. I grew up in the South. I live in the South. There were many out and proud LGBTQ people on campus. Now, why were they so out and proud? Because this was the first time in their lives that they could be out and proud. The campus community was a safe place for them to be who they were, to explore what that meant for them. College can be a very magical time. It can be a great time, a liberating time. And I hope that those of you who are there, who may be nervous and anxious about it, just take the time to breathe and seize the day. Carpe diem. Like, live as much of your life as you can. Make now the most precious time. Now will never come again. Of course, I've got some academic advice for you as well, too. If you don't know what your major is and you're a freshman, don't worry about it. Not only does your major more than likely not even matter to what job you're going to get out of college, it also, like, you can change it. Many people change their majors while they're in college. Many people go in undeclared. It's fine. You don't need to worry and sweat to figure out what you want to do right away. You've got the whole of your career in college to do it. I'm going to take some water, going to hydrate real quick, and I'm debating, chat. I'm debating whether or not I want to try to do some more Ting Lu raids, try to finish it up. Remember, we want to do our part. As the Pokemon fan community, we have to get 1 million of these Ting Lu raids beaten within the 2-week time frame, or else we're not going to get the shiny Ting Lu. I want that shiny Ting Lu. I want all of the Treasures of Ruin as shinies. But my favorite one that I want the most is the last one, and I think they did this on purpose. Shiny Chi-Yu is the last one, and it's the coolest one. I had to check the record to make sure that it was still turning, because these are sadly shorter records. Well, records. This is one album. This is one vinyl. One disc. But Shiny Chi-Yu is the coolest one. It's a fish made out of fire, but when it's shiny, it's blue fire. Blue fire is the shit, man. Also, Chi-Yu is terrifying. Chi-Yu has the ability, Beads of Ruin, that cuts your special defense by 25%. And then it has just, like, one of the highest special attack stats in the game. So Chi-Yu just, out the bat, can just melt anything. Oh! And it's Dark Fire. 2 very good offensive types with very, very good type coverage. Like, Chi-Yu. You see Chi-Yu on a team and you're going to have a bad time. What is it? It's Chi-Yu and Iron Bundle and Fluttermane. Like, Game Freak made a lot of monsters this generation, like Gen 9 of Pokemon. Like, you take the Pokemon in Gen 9 and compare them to Gen 2, and Gen 2 gave us some long-term mainstays in Pokemon, don't get me wrong. Gen 2 gave us Scizor, Gen 2 gave us Quagsire, But Gen 2 also gave us, like, Yanma and Quillfish and, like, just a bunch of, like, kind of forgettable Pokemon. Ladian, I mentioned it, and the two I just mentioned got, like, evolutions later after the fact, but, like, in that generation, they were just kind of bad. Like, Game Freak introduced some stats-wise bad Pokemon. Lore-wise, they're really cool. I like Quillfish. Quillfish is a pufferfish. That's amazing. I like Yanma. It's a dragonfly. That's amazing. A dragonfly Pokemon makes the Pokemon world feel much more full and diverse. But stats-wise, they're bad. But you take a look at the Gen 2 Pokemon that they were coming out with way back when, and then you look at the Pokemon they're creating now for Gen 9, and it's such a contrast. It's insane. Like, they're actually making, like, good Pokemon after good Pokemon after good Pokemon. They have a few misses. I think, Spidops is kind of a miss. What was that? Skull Villain? Skull Villain is, you don't really see a lot of Skull Villain. You just don't. But, yeah. I think that, Pokemon is in kind of an interesting spot as far as the games go. As far as high school advice, what advice do I have for high school and, like, I don't know, primary school in general? Look, man, that part of your life is going to suck or it's going to be great. It's going to be one of the two. And if it's great, then all you have to worry about if it's great is making sure that's not when your life peaks. Like, you don't have a lot of freedom when you're in school, when you're in primary school. That sucks, and I feel bad for you, and I get that. That children are very, very vulnerable, so they don't have a lot of freedom. Just try to tough it out. Spend as much time with your friends as you can, whenever you can. Do things that you enjoy, and make sure you get your homework turned in on time. Never forget your homework. Do your homework and just prioritize your grades. And I've got dust on my camera. Wow. Man, I'm glad the internet's working right now. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm really glad the internet's working. I got very upset last night when I couldn't stream. This has become what I do to relax. This has become a very, very fun hobby for me. I need to look into ways to make the stream more fun to interact with and engage with. I mentioned earlier, friend of the channel, Volt's Arcade, and Voltanis does an insanely good job on their stream. Just making it interactable and fun to be in and chill with. I can't recommend them enough. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Did I ever fix the shout-out command? I don't know if I ever fixed the shout-out command. We're gonna give it a try. We're gonna test it out on Lizard Guy first, since Lizard Guy is always giving me shout-outs in his stream, and I just want to repay the favor. Let's see. Rolling the dice here, baby. Let's roll them dice. Ah! There we go. Yeah, but shout out to Lizard Guy. He's playing Metroid Fusion right now. Well, not right now. He's going to be playing it tomorrow, and then Metroid Dread. And then shout out to Voltanis. Volt's Arcade. Never mind, I have to wait 2 minutes before giving another shout-out. Why do I have to wait 2 minutes before giving a shout-out? What the hell? Those are my moderation settings, I bet. I bet those are my moderation settings. Yeah, man, I gotta figure out how to set this up. I gotta figure out how to set up my mod settings. We can do that on stream right now. Oh, wait, what the hell? It says access denied. Oh no. Chat, I can't change my own moderation settings. I can't change my own moderation settings. What do I do, chat? What do I do? Nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Just as a reminder, I do also have my own little neat challenge here. I don't know if we've mentioned it enough, but and I know it's out of date, although it's not expired. It expires in January. I've got the one chip challenge right here. Red hot pepper. What is this? Been so long since I've done it. It's got dust on it. This challenge has been going on for so long. Red hot Reaper challenge. Man, I'm gonna have to wear gloves to handle that chip. That chip is gonna kill me. I am not good at spicy food at all. I'm a soft boy. I like my food not spicy. Bitter. I can drink black coffee. I like bitter drinks. I cannot handle spicy. Spicy is too hot for this young man right here. I may be black, but my palate is I'm only half black. My palate's very white. It's just a joke. Oh, I mentioned on Blue Sky, by the way. One of the things I'm wanting to do after I start my new job, because the job's going to be paying me significantly more. I'm looking at a $10,000 a year pay raise, and assuming I can get my finances straightened out and get everything under control, I would like to. Oh, the disc stopped. We're gonna flip the disc. We're gonna start from the beginning on the disc. But hold on. There's our Samus and Chill vinyl right there. Just gonna flip this over. This turntable's great. I can't believe I had this in storage for so long. But what in the world was I just talking about? Now I've forgotten what I was talking about. Hold on. There we go. I can't handle spicy food, man. Spicy food to me do not agree. I guess that's what I was talking about. I had 4 roommates in college. Well, no, let me take that back. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had 6 roommates in college, and like in my first year, it was only 1. I kind of lucked out with roommates in college. With roommates, you really need to luck out. You need to win the lottery when it comes to roommates in college. My roommate was engaged to a girl who was also on campus. He spent most of the nights, and when I say most of the nights, I mean over the 2 semesters we went there for freshman year, he spent 4 nights in our room. No, I take it back. There was 1 week where they did because she was having a fight with her roommate. But my roommate spent 4 nights in our room plus a week over 2 semesters because he spent every night in his fiance's bedroom. Which, yeah, you can do in college, just, in case you didn't know. So I had the entire dorm room to myself, basically. Like, he would just come in to get some stuff, study, we'd just hang out for a bit. Every once in a while, we'd play some Smash Brothers or something, but, he mainly just stayed on his own. Let me, try to get this shout-out going. Okay, I remember what I was going to say. So, if I can get my finances in order, what I'd like to do is start setting aside some money for mutual aid every month, like $50 or so. Maybe more, maybe a little less. I'd rather more, though. I'd rather lean on the side of more. But I like pretty much everybody I've ever met or seen in this community on Twitch and Blue Sky. If I can give back and help, I'm more than happy to do it. I got to make sure I have the money, money be tight, man. Money be very tight. And these tariffs, of course, aren't helping anything. hang not getting political. We're getting political, chat. These tariffs suck. These tariffs are absolute bullshit and train wreck. I got an email from one of my, from a place that I have an account where I import stuff. And the person, or not the person, but the email basically said, I think it was Nin Nin Games. They're adding an $80 import fee to all shipments to America to cover the cost of tariffs. Just a flat $80 fee to cover the cost of tariffs. Ugh, this country, man. I swear. I voted against this. I voted against them raising taxes on me, and now they're raising taxes on me. What have I learned? Absolutely nothing. Ugh, man. Oh, man. Oh, I have some other tips for college, but they're not really great first day tips. They're just general college tips. Your senior year of college, you should have most of your courses down. Like, front load the heaviest part of your course load, for your program, for your degree program. Do most of that shit before you get to your senior year. That way you only have, like, the minimum number of classes that you need, the minimum number of credits to be full-time. Because at that point, you want to do two things in your senior year. You just want to coast and pad your GPA, but not really coast, because your senior year should be dedicated to one thing and one thing only. That's finding a job outside of college. If you can start during your junior year, start in your junior year. But your number one goal should be to have a job lined up before you graduate. Do everything you can to, like, take the easy classes last in your degree field, whatever it's called, your course plan. Like, save the easiest classes for last. Make sure that you have a part-time, like, if you can go part-time in your last year or senior year, go part-time. You need to have as much time as possible devoted to the job hunt before you graduate. Do not start the job hunt after you graduate. Life will be hell. Life will be hell. Oh, man. But I really think that most people who go to college will have a good time. And the ones that don't, well, if you think at all, if you suspect at all that college in America is not going to be right for you, don't go. Drop out. There's no shame in it. There is zero shame in it. It wasn't the right fit for you. Don't incur any massive debt. Don't waste 4 years of your life if you try it for a semester or two and decide it's not for you. Just leave. Just leave. There are plenty of career fields and paths out there that will provide you with a fulfilling career that only require a high school degree, even in this day and age. Let's see. One second. Sorry, chat. Got a little distracted here about some stuff. But, there was something in the news that I read while I was on my lunch break today that, I wanted to talk about, too. Frickin' Concord got back in the news. It was in, a Kotaku article, of all places. Of course, Kotaku is not a magazine. A news outlet that we all know and reluctantly love, or at least we used to before it got bought out or whatever happened to it. I forget. Kotaku's kind of sucked for the past few years, but Concord cost over $200 million, and a year after it launched, like, PlayStation is still like, yeah, we learned our lessons from that. Concord, by the way, if you may have forgotten, was that god-awful hero shooter that was recalled within a month of it being released. And when I say recalled, I mean they took that shit off the store shelves, they delisted it from the stores, they shut down the servers, people got refunds. Concord was a disaster, and it's sad because there was a whole team of people who devoted 8 years of their life to that mess, and it just failed, and part of it's due to industry trend chasing, and part of it's due to I don't know, man. Like, the market being saturated, people losing interest in hero shooters. Character designs were not great. I'm not a fan of the character designs. I'm not afraid to say the character design, the art style. It's not just the character designs. I think that the general concept of most of the character designs would have been great if the art style were different, like maybe more cartoony or zany. The art style just did not do those characters any favors, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I think I've said I'm not an artist enough for people to know. Let's see here. What else is going on with Concord? Ultimately, it's sad though. It's sad though. Like, there could have been something. There could have been something there. Like, that team could have been making anything else, obviously, and it would have done well. It may have done well. There were clearly talented people behind that project. There were clearly people who loved what they were doing, who believed in it, and I don't think the art is the artist's fault. They created it, yeah, but I mean, the leadership are the ones that decided which direction to take it in after they created the concept. Do I think Concord was a bad game? I played it once during the beta or the demo or whatever it was that released. It's alright. I mean, I think that it's one of those things that just got way overhated. It definitely got way overhated. It's there's this phenomenon in sociology. I forget what it's called, but it's basically like some kind of peer pressure where you see all of your friends hating something or liking something, and you want to be accepted. You want to be cool. So you hate on the thing that is popular to hate, or you do the thing that is popular to do. And whether many people realize it or not, they fall victim to that every day. And whether or not I fell victim to that with my dislike of Concord, I'm not gonna say. I played it once. Like, I played it, and I can tell you it wasn't. I'm not a fan of hero shooters anyway. I thought that maybe I could play it and, like, make a stream about it. Maybe do, like, some kind of exclusive, oh, I'm in the beta for Concord thing. But it just wasn't my speed, man. It was not something I liked. Something I did like that also performed disastrously from Sony was Foam Stars. Foam Stars is their more adult, more mature version of Splatoon. And by more adult, more mature, I mean it involves, like, adult humans shooting foam at each other instead of. It's not like a sexy way. It's not like a lewd or gooner way. It's just they shot a lot of foam at each other, and they were humans instead of fun little squids that made squid noises. It was fun. It was a fun game, but that game got to a point where the only people who were left playing it were the uber-focused, die-hard, super competitive crowd. And even if you went into a casual match lobby, you would get matched with those people. Like, people who are just like, yeah, man, we play this every day of our lives. We love this game. Like, there's got to be like 8 people left on the planet that even remember Foam Stars. And I matched with all of them. they loved Foam Stars. That was their shit. Man. This is making me want to play some Metroid. You know what? Lizard Guy has gotten to me. Lizard Guy has inspired me. Oh wait, no, I can't play Metroid. I can play Metroid Fusion, but I have to hook up my Wii U. Because I don't have the Nintendo expansion pass that lets you play GBA games. I played Metroid Fusion once before on stream. I played it last year. It, man, that game is incredible. I've beaten that thing so many times. Um, Now Fusion, here's the thing about Metroid Fusion. If you're a long time Metroid fan, if you've been around long enough to remember this, Metroid Fusion was hated when it came out by the Metroid community because it had a narrative that gave you directions to go. Like the original Metroid games, Metroid 2, Samus Returns, Super Metroid, these games all had an element of, okay, what do I do now? Like an element of, not an element, just the player had to figure out where to go next themselves. Like you just had to figure it out yourself. And when Metroid 4 came out, Metroid Fusion, people resented the fact that they had a director in the game, Adam, the ship's computer, telling you where to go. They felt that that was hand-holdy. They felt that it was dumbing the series down. I happen to enjoy it a great deal. It's still a fun game series, and I will argue that telling the player where they need to go is actually a good thing sometimes. Many times. And many times, many times it's more fun for the player to figure out themselves. Like games like Elden Ring or Hollow Knight, where you just kind of have to feel it out, figure out where you're going for a bit. Gang, I'll tell you what. I will tell you what. I am really upset that I didn't finish my 10 Ting Lu raids. I feel like I'm not doing my part for the greater Pokemon community. So why don't we go ahead and hop onto the Switch and do some Terra raids for Ting Lu. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started with that. And I'll change the category real quick because I am an uber elite tier streamer who never makes any mistakes and always has his shit together. Change the category on my own. Alright, let's go ahead and go. And we're gonna play some Pokemon. Okay, so we got 5 Terra raids done last night on stream. Let's do 5 more. And we'll see what we can do after that. We will join this as a group. And of course, if anyone is playing... Whoa. Yeah, okay, so this did happen. This did happen. My internet died, though. Like, that is... My internet died in the middle of the game, Nintendo. Okay. So please check that you have a good and stable internet connection before playing. Fair. Fair. That's the first time I've ever been hit with that warning. Okay. That's the first time I've ever been hit with that warning. Let's go ahead and let anyone join. And, oh, Masquerada. Or Masquerada. That is actually a fairly decent pick, in my opinion. Its signature move, Flower Trick, is always a critical hit, which is very useful. Wu Qian. Wu Qian, we saw a player use Wu Qian last night, and it did pretty well. It did pretty well in the Terra raids. Alright, you got 2 superior... We're the grassy team. You know, at some point, I should build a support Arboliva and try to have that out here in this raid. Actually, I should go ahead and, like, look forward to what's going to be happening in the next event. Like, who should we build up to take down Chi Yu? Could it be Ting Lu? Could Ting Lu do it? He is ground type. I'm going to imagine with Chi Yu, you want something with flash fire and something that resists dark. And that's a short list. We're just going to go ahead and spam Leaf Storm. Oh, this guy used Gastro Acid. Alright, great. The other superior is running the semi-support set. Alright, he's got his shields up. Okay, another Leaf Storm. And he avoided the attack. Wow, of course he did. I can't get luck. I can't get lucky. Right here. There we go. That's 2 hits. Fair. Okay. We're going to have to use a Giga Drain this turn because he has shut down Contrary, which is okay. You know, there's a lot of problems I have with the post-game in Sapphire, or not Sapphire, Scarlet and Violet. Really, the only thing to do in the post-game is grind for money and to buy vitamins for competitive. And Ting Lu. Or not Ting Lu. Like, the only thing you can really do in the post-game for Scarlet and Violet after you've beaten the main story and all the secondary story content is grind Terror Raids and grind for, like, Urban Mystica and do shiny hunting. After that, there's not really a lot else you can do. Okay, remove negative effects from itself. We are gonna Giga Drain because he is about to kill us. He is about to kill us. So we're gonna Giga Drain. We have to save our life. There we go. We're gonna Giga Drain again since he shut off Contrary. But yeah, shiny hunting and terror raids. That's all you'll have to do forever in the post game. You don't have a battle tower. You've got the champions thing, but that's not. I don't think that's as fun. Oh, he hit us with Snarl. Thank you, buddy. I wish there was more to do, you know? With these terror raids, they're fun when they work right. But I wish the bosses in the terror raids, like when they're special event terror raids, I wish that they were more varied, like they had more variety in their attacks. Of course, I am using the same Pokemon over and over to fight the terror raid, but still, like, maybe if it was able to just, like, I don't know, learn an ice-type attack to throw at me. There's a lot to explore, but once you've been over the map 3 or 4 times, it doesn't really matter. Alright, hold on. Alright, we've done 1 terror raid. We're gonna go ahead and reset. And I'm also going to go ahead and take a bathroom break after this. I really need to take a bathroom break. Like, it's, I've been drinking a lot of water. So, here we go. AM. There we go. Alright, I will see you guys in about 3 minutes. We're back. We're back on our Psycho Lizard, who doesn't like when I spin this way. He doesn't like this. He wants me to stop. Alright. Back on the Psycho Lizard. And we're going to go ahead and go with another Terror Raid battle. And we're all ready to go. This time we're going to be using Superior. Again, I don't know any other Pokemon for this particular Terror Raid that work other than Superior. Lurantis, Wu Chen. We've seen some people have success with Wu Chen. The Magearnia, Ogerpon. Ogerpon is good too, but I don't want to dig out my copy of Scarlet. Like, I feel lazy. And that's where my Ogerpon is. It's on my party. It's in my party in Pokemon Scarlet, and whenever they're in your party, you can't move them with Pokemon Home. So that's where I'm at. Look at that bad boy. Look at that big boy over there. The Magearna? I don't know. It's Steel type, so I'm worried about its weakness to ground type moves. Once it terastallizes, though, it'll be fine. Oh, and it got hit with Ruination first. Of course it did. Alright. Well, we're gonna go ahead and use Leaf Storm. Oh, wait, we're the only one with Gastro Acid. Hold on. Yeah, Gastro Acid now. Yeah, there we go. Now that ability is down, so everyone's special attack should be a little bit higher. Alright, now. No, we don't need that again. Hit with Leaf Storm, please. Thank you. Special attack rose sharply. Oh wow, we did big boy damage. Well, not just us, everyone. Ogerpon is using Power Whip, but not Ivy Cudgel. Let's use Giga Drain to get back some health. There we go. That's not a lot of health. We were probably better off with a Leaf Storm there. Not gonna lie. And we can't use it now because he nullified our stats. Or our ability. There's another Giga Drain. Alrighty. That Magearna died, which is going to cost us our timer. Matt, what's your exciting news? Love to see you, man. Love to see you, man. What's the exciting news you're going to share with us in chat? Remove negative effects. That does not remove Gastro Acid. Alright, we're going to go ahead and Leaf Storm. And then we're going to Giga Drain next turn. You applied for a Student Leadership Training Academy. Hell yeah, brother. Nice. I hope you get it. Yeah, I had serious doubts about this Magearna going in. And it looks like those doubts were well founded. Alright, we're gonna Giga Drain. We gotta heal. Okay. That was Ivy Cudgel. Yeah, we're gonna have to heal anyway, because like he negated our ability contrary. Giga Drain. Alright, we managed to save it. I'm not trying to play class favorite, I'm really not, but why am I turning into an extrovert? You're turning into an extrovert because you are trying to grow as a person. And sometimes growing as a person means putting yourself... Most of the time, growing as a person means putting yourself outside your comfort zone. That's why you're turning into an extrovert. So a Student Leadership Training Academy. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I have an idea. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? What's going on with this academy? Boom! Gotcha, bitch! Haha! Now give me my sweet, sweet Herba Mystica. Actually, I'd rather have Salty Herba Mystica, please. Salty Herba Mystica, please. Oh, damn it. No Herba Mystica. Alright, well, we did good. We did okay. Student Leadership Training Academy. let's... Hold on, we need to reset again. Oh, wrong thing. I am not using the digital card thing. They gave us the lending library for digital games. No. I'm not using game key cards either. Oh, excuse me. So I've been seeing a lot of reports, which I think were honestly predictable. A lot of third-party games on the Nintendo Switch 2 are not selling well, and I can tell you why they're not selling well. All of those third-party games, most of them, that showed up for the Switch 2 at launch, put their games on game key cards instead of selling the actual game. Why would I buy the game key card over the actual game somewhere else on a different system? Why would I do that? Also, like, Yakuza 0, I've already played Yakuza 0. Cyberpunk 2099 wasn't a fan, but I can play it on PlayStation or the PC. Like, and this happened with the Wii U too. The Wii U launched with a lot of third-party support, but it was like things like Mass Effect 3 or Batman Arkham City, games that people had already beaten a year ago. Like, the Wii U didn't have a lot of third-party support. I'm not saying the Switch 2 is going the way of the Wii U, but I'm saying that it's a recognizable pattern in terms of software sales. A lot of people are saying they're disappointed with the Switch 2. I think I said that last night on stream. I want to back that up a bit. I'm not disappointed with the Switch 2. I just feel like some things could be done better. Like the GameCube library of games. I'm not subscribed to that because there's only really 2 games in that library I want to play. F-Zero GX and Wind Waker. But I can play Wind Waker on my Wii U. Like, I don't need to... I don't need the library. I don't need the GameCube Retro Classics thing that they have on the Switch 2. Also, the Switch 2 has been out for a while now, and there's only been one additional GameCube game added that I'm aware of. Super Mario Strikers. Like, why would I spend money for that? Like, and that was one of the things that hyped me up for the Switch 2. The GameCube games on the Switch 2 had me super hyped. And then it comes out and there's barely any games on it, and they're not adding stuff very frequently. Oh, we're gonna Giga Drain right away. There we go. Back to full, baby. Alright, Seed Sower. This guy doesn't have Earthquake, but... Oh, that boosts my Leaf Storm tremendously. Thank you. Thank you, Arboliva. Jesus, that boosted Leaf Storm tremendously. We're gonna have a good time. Arboliva is the partner to have in this. Alright, he's gonna do a whole bunch of shit all at once. Oh, never mind. He didn't negate our ability. He'll negate it next round, though. There we go. Terrastalize and Giga Drain on grassy terrain. This should do some decent damage. I'm anticipating this doing a decent chunk of damage. Show me what you're working with, baby. I didn't do all that much damage. It got us back to full, though. Oh no, he hit us with Stomping Tantrum. As long as that grassy terrain is up, I feel confident in Leaf Storm. Not right now, though, because we've been... He's dogging us. There we go. We broke his shield. But now, like, I'd say we got one more Leaf Storm left before he dies. Yeah, there's the shield down. Yeah, we don't even, like, I don't even know if we'll get to attack with Leaf Storm. Everyone else is doing so much damage. And he's attacking like all out now. He's doing so many attacks. Yeah, someone got him. It was Arboliva with a Giga Drain. Arboliva didn't even terrestrialize. Wow. One Leaf Storm for the hell of it, man. Hurry up and croak, man. You're beaten. Come on. This is why no one likes Terror Raids. This is why no one likes to watch Terror Raids. Alright. That's 3 Terror Raids. There we go. Terror Raids are fun when they work. When they don't work, they're not fun. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on that incredibly obvious statement. Alright. There's date and time. Also, I woke up this morning and went outside to go to work, and it was chilly outside. It was 55 degrees outside. Last week it was in the 90s. What even is the weather anymore? It's the middle of August. It shouldn't be that cold. I think fall just decided to show up and hit us all in the face. There it is. Yo, Naraku, what's up? Glad to see you again, man. We are once again doing Terror Raids to try to do our part to get this shiny Ting Lu. Challenge as a group. We'll invite friends with the link code this time. See if anybody wants to come on in. Give me a chance to pause and get a drink. But yeah, man, glad to see you again. Sip my little drink through my straw. It's water. I'm hydrating with water because I need my liver to be clear. There's Naraku. Or not my liver, my kidneys or whatever. Let's see. Is anyone else in chat going to join? Matt could join. Yeah, you can farm these with me. No problem. We'll go ahead and get going. We just had an Arboliva. We just had an Arboliva in our group. When grassy terrain is down, Leaf Storm does insane damage on this thing. Like, absolutely insane. We might have gotten a crit, too, but, like, we cut him down to almost half health in one round. Oh, yeah, no problem, man. Alright, double shiny Seviper. Okay, I am going to use Gastro Acid, which should suppress that ability. There we go. Ah. He's super heavy, so he hits me with Heavy Slam. I don't know. I don't like the camera angle this time around. It looks like the camera's lower for whatever reason. Alright. I'm just gonna keep spamming Leaf Storms. And there's one more Leaf Storm. This is a +4 Leaf Storm. This gets us up all the way to +5, or +6, but he's going to wipe that out soon, which is fine. We've got plenty more PP in Leaf Storm, and we need to use Giga Drain anyway during this round. Wait, hold on. Terrestrialize. There we go. Yeah, the Terra animation just broke again. I wish I could figure out, like, with some consistency, what causes these visual glitches in the Terra raids. There we go. Oh, it's frozen solid. Well, now's our time to act. Never mind. We're gonna do a leaf storm. And we're gonna lose our stat. Yeah, that's good. Here's a Giga Drain, though. Good deal. Oh, he snarled at me during the turn that he nullified Contrary. That's actually smart. He's already beaten. Naraku got the kill. Good job, man. Alright, crossing my fingers for some salty Herba Mystica. Not a thing. Well, we got the XP candies and stuff, but no Herba Mystica. Yeah, GG, man. GG. Alright, here we go. Where? There we go. My poor Nintendo Switch is never going to know what the true and actual date and time are. Alright, where are you? You got another one? Oh, wait, do you have one, or do you want me to, like, pull it up? So I've got this one right here. If you've got one, I'll join and put the code in. If not, I mean, just always go here. You have one ready? Alright, sweet. I will join that one then. What is your code? Wait, this isn't how I do that. How do I join these things? I forget how I join these things. It's Terra Raid Battle, right? No, it's not. Oh, man, it's been forever. It's been forever. Hold on. No. Join a group. Terra Raid Battle. Okay. Thought it was. Terra Raid Battle, and then... Oh, link code. It's right there. I'm stupid. I'm blind. I'm absolutely blind. Streamer's blindness is a real thing. One thing I like is that they take out the letter O and a few other, like I, and Z, because they look like numbers. That can always confuse people. Alrighty. Help has arrived. We're ready to go. I'm hoping we get an Arboliva on the team this time. Actually, I'll tell you what. Next raid, are you okay with me trying to get a, what's the grass gorilla called again? The guy that uses Grassy Glide and kills everybody in one hit. Let's see if we can get that set up. Actually, no, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good, because grassy terrain would, like, lapse. Arboliva really would be the better one. There we go. Gonna use Gastro Acid real quick before he gets that shield up. And it fails. Okay. It must already have its ability suppressed. Alright. Gotta start spamming Leaf Storms. Can we actually terrestrialize and get a Leaf Storm off before he wipes our stuff. No, we cannot. Okay. I was able to do that one time where I hit him with a +6 terrestrialized leaf storm. Basically melted him. I've only been able to do that once, and I have not been able to replicate it. I don't know what happened. Alright, there's a leaf storm. Okay, I think at the halfway point is when it does the nullify stat changes again. It's gonna do it now, definitely. Now its health is so low. That's fine. Giga Drain. And I'm gonna guess he's already dead. I'm gonna guess he's dead, we just can't see it because the HP is glitched. He's almost dead. That got him. Heck yeah. Chat, we have now taken down... We've now taken down 4 of these things tonight. That's 9 total. Bitter Urban Mystica, hell yeah. I would have preferred salty, but bitter is okay. Bitter is okay. Alright, I'm going to set one of these up. Alright, challenge as a group, and we will invite with link code. Yeah, we've had some weird pulls on the randoms. We've had, one guy came in with a Magearna, which was just such a weird pick. I'm guessing that was their highest level Pokemon. But Magearna is a really bad choice for this raid. Magearna with its, steel typing is not the way to go. Not the way I would go. Even if you're terrestrializing into Fairy, I don't think Magearna has a reliable way to heal itself. Which you gotta have in these raids. You just have to have a reliable way to self-heal in these raids. Oh, we're about to go off with that Arboliva. We're about to go off. Oh, and he triggered Seed Sower right off the bat. I'm just gonna spam Leaf Storm. And miss, of course. I'm gonna spam Mist Storm. Okay, let's try this way. Yeah, that's a big chunk of damage. A big fat chunk of damage on him. Alright, gonna do another Leaf Storm. Yeah, even with the shield up, that grassy terrain turns Leaf Storm into just a... Like, that's basically a terrestrialized +2 Leaf Storm right there. Nullify stats, add abilities, that's fine. Giga Drain. I'm gonna Giga that Drain. Alright. And here comes the Leaf Storm. Jeez. That's a big chunk of damage right off, or a big chunk of his health just ripped off. Sandstorm kicked up. We'll use Giga Drain. There we go. Yeah, Leaf Storm is the way to go here. And Arboliva with its energy ball actually helping out. Like, I love it when the NPCs are actually, like, super useful. He's dead, but he just had to get in one last hit on me. There we go. And that's 5 tonight, and 5 we did last night. That is our 10. We have officially done our part to reach the 1 million Ting-Lus. Now, I have noticed that between Wu Chen and Chen Pao, the number of completed raids was lower. I think it was lower by maybe 500,000. So, you know, something to just keep in mind. You might want to do a few more raids. Let's see here. There you are. Still not getting any Herba Mystica, though. We had a good drop of Herba Mystica for the first 3 we did, and now... Well, first 2, actually. And we haven't had any since the second raid we did. There we go. Here's the next one. What was the grass-type starter I'm thinking of in Sword and Shield that has the ability to throw down grassy terrain? It wouldn't be a good fit for this raid, though, because like the grassy terrain will leave the battlefield after 8 turns, and unless it dies and comes back, you can't reset the terrain. Grookey, yeah, there we go, Grookey. But what was his final evolution? I named mine Wukong, and just, like, I forgot its real name. Rillaboom. It's Rillaboom. There we go. Rillaboom. I had to think on it for a second there. But, yeah, Rillaboom would not be a good pick for this raid. Yeah, Rillaboom, thank you. Rillaboom would not be a good pick for this raid, because at most, with the terrain extender, you could get the terrain the last 8 turns. But, like, you need more than 8 turns to finish this raid out. Arboliva, I think, is the better choice. No Arboliva. Oh man, he got you. I'm gonna hit it with... Oh, you're gonna use the Gastro Acid. Okay. I'm gonna just open up with the Leaf Storm then. Thank you for the defense cheer NPCs. It's always appreciated. Well, sometimes I wish they'd really do an attack cheer. Like some kind of different cheer. Mist Storm missed. See how the camera is, like, higher here compared to where it was, like, a few raids ago? Like, it feels like the camera guy isn't on the floor this time. Attack rose sharply. And we will hit that with a terastallized Giga Drain. Big heavy slam. Alright. I don't think it reversed our... I don't think it nullified our abilities yet, so I'm going to go in for a Leaf Storm. It did not. Okay, great. But here it comes. There we go. Nice burn. I'm not sure if it uses that many physical attacks. It does use Stomping Tantrum. There we go. And Superior is just such a beast for most of these raids. Just keep spamming Leaf Storm and get Leaf Storm out of control, and like Superior's just basically solved all of your problems. It's almost dead. It's just like one sliver left. It's got the magic pixel. All right, yeah. I'm hitting a corpse. Like he's gone. He's done. There he goes. Defeated. Ah, we got some sweet Herba Mystica that time. Very good, very good. A lot of stuff to sell, too. You missed 2 Leaf Storms in a row. Yeah, man, that's how it goes with Mist Storm, man. I'm telling you. Oh, no, don't turn it off. Accuracy on that thing is just... Ugh. It feels sometimes like they wow, I overshot that. Feels like they're kind of overcorrected on the move a bit, where they made it really powerful, but to balance it out, they gave it the recoil effect that lowers your... You got one ready? Okay, hold on. I will rejoin your one that you have ready then. But they tried to balance it out by making it, give it a recoil effect, because it's so powerful. And then they, also gave it really low accuracy, so it feels like they're kind of... It feels like they just kind of overcorrected on the move. All right, we've got 8CT55K. There's a Gears release tomorrow? Oh, wait, is that Gears on the PlayStation, Matt? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, crap. Yeah, I forgot Gears on the PlayStation is out now. Or almost out. That's so cool, man. Gears of War Reloaded. Yeah, you're right. Alright, I'm gonna go Giga Drain since it used Ruination on me. That's gonna be really fun to see. I feel like a lot of remakes are coming out this year. Well, this time of year. We've got Gears of War Reloaded, Metal Gear Solid Delta. I say a lot, it's just 2, really. But, and they're 2 really good games. 2 really good games. Spam Giga Drain. Oh yeah, Ninja Gaiden 4, The Outer Worlds 2. Yeah, those aren't remakes, but they are really good games that are coming out. I myself am not looking forward to Ninja Gaiden as much because I've never played the games. I am looking forward to Metal Gear Solid Delta. I'm looking forward to The Outer Worlds 2. Definitely looking forward to that. I might play Ninja Gaiden on stream sometime. I think I have it in my Steam library from where someone in my Steam family, collection of friends and gamers, but my Steam family has Ninja Gaiden. I might try to play it on stream sometime. I hate that when the terrestrialization animation breaks, you still just have to kind of sit there and wait for it to play out, and you lose the time on the timer. The timer should not count. Game Freak, you should not introduce a mechanic like that where you have a timer and the player is penalized for going through an animation like that. That is not... That's not fair. He didn't nullify stat changes and abilities, so I'm going in for a Leaf Storm. Big boy Leaf Storm. Maybe he did nullify stat changes. Damn. I was hoping for like at least a +2 Leaf Storm there. It still did decent damage though. Giga that drain. There we go. Nice. Naraku with the kill shot. Got that leap. He still wants me to... Okay, there we go. The game still wants me to kill him. Naraku got the kill shot. Hell yeah, brother. Tinglu disappeared, and we got some spicy Herba Mystica. Very nice. I really want that salty Herba Mystica, man. I need as much salty Herba Mystica as I can get. But yeah, people are saying online, not a lot of people, and certainly not everywhere, but people are saying online that they're disappointed with the Switch 2. I'm mainly just disappointed in the GameCube offerings. Because I really wanted to play the retro stuff. Overall, I think the console's fine. I mean, it's a console that's like 2 months into its lifetime. And Matt says, sorry, Matt, I overlooked your chat here. I have PC Game Pass, so I get Microsoft Studios games on day one. Nice. I had that for a little bit, and I just kind of let it lapse. There wasn't really a lot to... There wasn't really a lot of games on Game Pass that I wanted to play that I didn't already just, like, own on PC. Like, a lot of retro games, really. You guys remember that game Overlord? I don't know if anyone remembers that. Matt, you might be too young, but there was a game called Overlord that came out in the 2000s, like mid to late 2000s. That was a really fun game. The original Fable. I know Matt's probably heard of Fable. Let's see, you got Gastro Acid. Okay, then I'll do Leaf Storm. There we go. And we'll get greedy and use another Leaf Storm. Oh, God. Oh, man, that shield is going to go so far into his health now. Might have gotten a bit too greedy there, chat. I'm going to be honest with you. That was probably a misplay. Okay. Maybe not. He still hasn't nullified stat changes and abilities, so... There we go. We are sitting at a +6 to our attack. Are we going to get that legendary? No, we're not. I was hoping we'd get the +6 terrestrialized Leaf Storm. We did not. Oh man, poor Bellybolt is hurting over there. Look at it. It's got like 1 point of health left. holding on with a focus sash worth of health. Meanwhile, us, we're swimming in health. We're very healthy. We're loaded with health. Sandstorm. The music for the Terror Raids is always very nice. Alright. I don't care, Ting Lu. We'll just like I'll just Giga Drain you this turn. There we goes. Back to the Shadow Realm. Sweet and bitter Orba Mystica and an ability capsule. Okay, you know what? I'm not mad about an ability capsule. I'd rather an ability patch, but I'm not mad about a capsule. Capsules are very useful. Just for the hell of it, I am going to go to a Pokemon Center and sell as much stuff as I can. Just to see, like, how much money I've gotten off of these raids. Not a lot. Not a lot, really. Well, hold on. These star pieces. Oh, okay. Well, we got a decent chunk of change. Not the... Well... I don't know. I don't know if it's the fastest way to earn money or not. Alright, let's go ahead and reboot the system clock. Well, not reboot, but reset. Just push it forward by another day. Time keeps slipping on. Alright, man. Let's go ahead and do... Let's see. Where is the, Where's the next raid at? There it is. Alright. You know what? Naraku is taking a break. I think it might be a good idea for me to take a break too, chat. It is time for a bathroom break, I think. We'll take a quick potty break. I'll see you guys in about 3 minutes. All right, Chad, I'm back. Did my little bitty potty break, and we're ready to roll with some more of these terror raids. Wow, things kind of far away. There we go. So yeah, I've seen people try to bring their shiny Chin Pal into the terror raid to use in the raids. Um, my thing with the shiny Chin Pal is it it's a decent mon for this. I think it's not bad, but it doesn't really have a reliable way to heal. We had that same problem with one of the other Pokemon that people bring. Wu Chin is a great mon to bring for this because Wu Chin can heal itself with Giga Drain. Um, but unless a mon has a reliable way to heal, it's just not going to be a good option. Now I've got Ogerpon, but with Hornleech, Ogerpon is able to just do this very quickly. I just don't think Ting Lu is, the best. Or not Ting Lu, sorry, Chin Pao. And that's purely because of its lack of, reliable recovery. Let's see. I'm going to check something real quick. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I have some misgivings about the Switch 2, but I don't think the Switch 2 is terrible. I think it's overall a pretty good console. I think it just needs, some more variety on the GameCube stuff. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I've been watching new Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. It's been really fun. It's been really fun. Of course it is. It's Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, but new. I think the next episode is coming out. When did they come out? Wednesday, right? Yeah, coming out this Wednesday, and I think there's only like 2 episodes left. Hard to believe that that series has already been out uh, this much. Like, there's already that much of that series out. But new Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt has been hilarious. I recommend everybody watch it. There's a Yu-Gi-Oh parody in the first or the second episode. It's great. Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic the Gathering. Just a parody of card games in general, really. The raid was abandoned. Alright, there we go. And let's see here. Huh. Okay, the news isn't looking too great, chat. You look at the news today. News is a little worrying. Okay, we'll keep that away from us tonight. I am actually a little